You got kids? No. So when you have...
I hope that never happens.
Oh my God, he's such a loser.
What's up, losers, and welcome back to another episode of the Popular Loser Podcast, where it's okay not to fit in. I'm your host, KD, and man, I ain't did one of these in a minute. It feel kind of weird being back here, but for anybody that's a real supporter that keeps watching, it's all love. Thank y'all, man. But I'm gonna let my mans introduce himself.
Shit, I'm Kieran McAllister, man. They call me KP. I run Rubbish University. It's a brand new kind of platform, media outlet. We want to do everything as far as podcasts, vlogging, and just kind of be everywhere we can at once. And we got a lot of secret projects on the way, and one of my biggest goals was definitely to get everybody to collaborate as far as the Detroit area, as far as podcasting goes, because it's a lot of people in their own direction trying to boost their own thing. But if we can get a collaborative effort, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. But Detroit is not a very collaborative city.
Not at all.
not at all. Well, they dim that light just because you got light. You hear me?
Exactly. It's a lot of hating.
Building it up, man, it's always a good thing to try to, mingle as much as you can. I've done some podcasts with some people that actually have been here already, too.
Okay.
So going into Rubbish University, kind of tell us more about how you got the idea to start it, what it is.
I was really influenced by the past couple of years, all this generation of YouTubers. I think when YouTubers started and we had more like the Disney Channel kids, everybody being squeaky clean and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I think that stuff kind of bored me, and so I never built an interest for it. And then this new wave, I had a baby about a year and a half ago, and so I was on the couch for a few months. You got kids? No. So when you have...
I hope that never happens.
Never?
No.
What?
Kids are a lot of responsibility, man.
Absolutely, man, yeah.
Actually, to kind of go off a script a little bit from what you was talking about, tell me how is being a father, man, from your perspective?
It's absolutely amazing. It's like the most rewarding thing in the world. And it's like you feel feelings you never felt before, because now... no matter as selfless as you can be throughout your whole life, once you finally have a child, you're no longer just responsible for you. You're responsible for this other being's existence, and it's every single day, it's every single minute, every single second that being is reliant on you in a way. And my dad wasn't a part of my life throughout my childhood at all. So, and I mean, there's a lot of people that have been like that, been worse. At least I had my mom in my life. But when you realize, not having that role model, what giving that role model to someone is just an incredible feeling. I love it.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
That was a great answer. I like to ask a lot of people that. I had some ladies on last time, and they told me about, how they like being a mom. And so I also want to ask you this. What is the most challenging part of being a father so far?
So a lot of people have the cliche that, you throw away your dreams or whatever, when you have a kid. That, you were going to do this, but then you had kids. Mm-hmm. You were going to do this, you had kids. As much as that is a lot of people giving up on their dreams, it's mainly the fact that, because you're responsible for this other being now, so much of your time, your energy is just spent on helping another person grow. So it literally, takes all that out of you. And so that's been, a thing I've been battling for, a year now, is, trying not to fall into that. I could quit everything I'm doing right now and I could go get a regular job that pays the bills and just do that and be at home. But I know that I'm meant for more, that I'm meant to go further in life and do more. So that's the most challenging part.
So do you ever feel like you need to do that to a sense? Do you ever feel the pressure of that kind of getting to you at all?
All the time, yeah. It's very easy, and a lot of people fall under that pressure. That's why there's a lot of regular people. And we need regular people. We need the guy that works at Meyer every single day. We need that guy. We need the guy at the gas station that's there every single morning, sun up to sundown. We need that guy. And we need every position, but like, yeah.
I've talked to my homies about the exact thing you just said. Everybody's a superstar. Yeah, you might not be LeBron James, but if you go to a gym and the gym dirty, you probably not gonna want to go to that gym again, right?
Right.
That means that company loses out on the people coming in. They losing out on money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's a whole trickle down effect. So no matter if you is the lowest man on the totem pole, everybody plays a part in the world.
Right.
That's just like, everybody in today's world say they want to be an entrepreneur, right? And I get that. Don't get me wrong, but like you said, we need regular people. If everybody's the entrepreneur, who is the workers?
Yeah.
Who is the janitors? Who is XYZ? It's so many important jobs.
Yeah.
On an everyday basis. People that drive your kids to school. You know what I'm saying? Just teachers. Teachers is a huge, they damn near watch your kid as much as you do. Probably more.
Right. Yeah.
Once you get to like middle school, elementary school, they at school 8 hours, 7 hours of the day.
And they're paid a fraction of what someone
LeBron James.
Yeah. There's someone just sitting on a movie set somewhere is getting paid. You know what I'm saying? like,
Think about artists that do songs and
yeah.
they do like a 20-second verse. That was probably a $50,000 20-second verse.
Yeah. Low. I mean, who was it that said they get $500,000 for a verse? Like, I think it was like Nicki or something like that. Like,
I think Jay-Z said he only doing like 2 verses a year and he get like 2.4.
that's crazy.
That's insane.
It's absolute insanity.
Like how do you even measure that?
Yeah.
Is it off hotness? Is it off legendness? Is it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's accumulation.
But what if you're a rapper that ain't released in 3 years and you still trying to charge 300,000? Like, is the buzz gone?
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right,
But then you look at like Kendrick Lamar.
Yep.
He ain't released for a minute. Came back out on top still.
Yeah. It just depends on your legacy. 100%.
I'm saying, man.
Yeah. We're going to start seeing the generation that like came up in like 2016, 2017. We're going to start seeing them start getting worth that and start getting into their legacy and stuff.
I feel like they already is. I feel like
Uzi.
Uzi probably charging
Yeah.
like $80,000 a verse for sure.
Now, I think from the standpoint of the artists of like that, the ones that pay that price. Because you'll see it, like you'll be looking for like new songs from your favorite artists and you'll see that they're featured on some random artist you've never seen before.
I've always thought of that too. And I think I was watching this interview with Lil Durk. I think he was on Full Send, wasn't he?
He was on Full Send, and then one just dropped with Academics. I haven't seen that.
And he was talking about, he asked him, he said, if I was to ask for a verse, like how much would it cost? And he said, if you my friend. So I assume if it's, and then I've heard that they might had a label, pay the other half, or, I don't know.
Right.
It probably is lower for like a person that you do. So like Lil Baby and Lil Durk, they done made a lot of music together. Yeah. So maybe he not going to charge him $300,000. He might charge them.
They might not charge anything.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like,
back on the back
I wonder who is paying that $360,000. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And you know how much money you gotta make to spend $300,000 for, say, a minute's worth of music? 1 minute. Some of these artists, they get on songs. They rapping for a minute.
Yeah.
So imagine making $360,000.
And there's people out here struggling to make $15 an hour. $15 an hour. They're closing.
Man.
Yeah, making a year's salary off a few minutes is crazy.
That's why sometimes I can't listen to rap no more, man. It be making me feel like a little self-conscious. Like they be like, just fuck. Can't curse no more, man. I'm trying not to curse on the pod.
Oh, you good.
But
it's just the first 7 minutes, I think.
Is it really?
Yeah, just the first 7 minutes.
Yeah. I be trying to make sure that they don't start hitting me with them community strikes, man.
Yeah, I just got my first.
Really?
Copyright. Wow. Yeah.
Did you not tag them?
I don't know the whole process yet.
I don't know. So I used a beat
Yeah.
from I forget his name, but Detroit, the Flint, the popular Flint guy. He make all the beats. I used one from him.
Not Primo, is it?
No, not Primo. Okay. But I used one of his beats on my podcast, and I just made sure I tagged, like, this is the beat.
Yeah.
This is not my beat. Please know that this is not my beat. I do not want you to hear me. I don't want no smoke. Because I'm trying to get that 1,000 subscribers.
Exactly.
But that 4,000 watch hours is crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's long-form content. You got to be an expert at it.
Long-form content is so crazy.
Yeah.
People, man, listen. I pay this money to come to here. I get 40 views. My boy. You don't even understand.
Support is a crazy thing.
Man.
It's a crazy thing because it's free. It takes bare minimum effort. It's a few clicks with your thumb.
But you know, one thing I think about too, though, I don't get mad at people anymore about not supporting me because sometimes you're just not that person's content. So, say for instance, right? Some people don't like the Full Send podcast. It's people that'll be like, that is not a good podcast.
Yeah.
From my perspective, I'll be like, what?
Yeah. Well, that's the difference. That's what they're doing, though, because they already came in with a good fan base. But what they're doing is, like I said, kind of collaborating. It's different stars that they're bringing on. They're bringing people on from all different avenues. So any week could be like a whole demographics week. You know what I mean? Like with the Tory Lanes, and then they'll do a golfer. Or they'll do Kodak, and then they'll do the, I think it was like governor of Florida or something like that. So it's like...
To kind of relate to that, that's kind of why I started the podcast on my own. Okay. Was because of that exact reason, because I kind of want to just bring different personalities on.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be cool to do with a co-host. I also didn't really have like an exact co-host at the time. Mm-hmm. So, and I was just like, I got to put out content. So we rocking how we rocking. But I know that this is probably going to be a big piece of my life, like this whole being on camera, interviewing people. This is probably going to be a good piece of my life just because of what I went to school to do and blah, 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 that type of time.
What'd you go to school to?
Journalism, basically. And
it's your lane, for sure.
Actually, you know what? This is the time to tell the internet. I just got a job for the Southern Illinoisan paper. And thank you.
Good shit,
so I'm officially a sports reporter.
Congrats, man. That's
Thank
huge.
You.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, man. It was a long, hard job search.
Okay.
But I found a good place. And
that's awesome.
Hopefully it can be up from here, man.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to so many schools. Oh, my God. Okay, so.
Where was your favorite school? How about that?
Favorite school? Probably my JUCO, my first school.
Okay.
I played football out there for 2 years. And then I ended up leaving there. Came back home. I was on a WC3 just to take classes till I could transfer out.
Okay.
Then I got a scholarship. I got a couple scholarships. And then the school I ended up picking was in Kansas.
Okay.
That's when I realized, small town, no.
No, not at all. Not for a journalist.
No.
That's the wrong place to be.
The town was 2,000 people. My high school.
Yeah.
High school. One school. Had 2,100 kids in it. The year I left school.
That's crazy.
The town was the same size as my high school. What?
Anything about high school is just the kids that go to it.
These is kids from the surrounding area.
Right.
So just think, if my high school was that big, all of the surrounding high schools that's in, like a 30-mile radius? Only 30 miles. That's probably, if I had 2,000 in my school, that school had another 1,500. That school had 1,200. That school got 13.
Yeah.
That's like 10,000 kids in a 30 mile. I went to a town that
Yeah.
had the same amount as my high school. That's crazy. And I just didn't like the system out there. Left that school.
Okay.
Then I was like kind of thinking about quitting when I left that school because I was trying to come back to Michigan and go to Madonna University because
Okay.
it was like really close to my house, like super close to my house.
Okay.
Like maybe 15 minutes away.
Yeah, I played a couple of cross games down there.
Yeah, I know you said you went to Ferris.
Yep. Yeah.
How'd you like lacrosse?
Loved it. Yeah, that was my sport for a minute, but I don't know. I had the same issue with football when I was younger. I think it was the lacking the father role model. Like there was nobody that was like, all right, if this is your sport, I'm gonna help you get great at it. It was my own pursuit of it the whole time. So I didn't like fully understand it. And that's the same thing with football. So I got into football later. Like in high school, I wasn't the greatest player. I mean, I made the team each year, but like I didn't understand it as much as I do now. Like now I really understand it. So now I really understand lacrosse too. So both are just in my life entirely. Like lacrosse is literally all my algorithm is on Instagram right now.
The algorithm.
Algorithm's crazy.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I sense when it starts to change a little bit.
I hate it. I hate
the
it.
worst,
It controls us so much. Oh,
Yeah.
these things. Oh, my.
They're the worst.
This is the world.
Mm-hmm.
This is the world. Anything you want to know.
Yeah.
Anything you want to see. Anything. It don't even matter.
Yeah.
Whatever your mind can think of, it's on Google. Shout out to Mr. G. He get us all through everything.
You use AI now? No. Or the
It's weird. It's
ChatGPT.
weird. It's mad weird. Mad weird.
You don't like it?
Mad weird.
What about the Snapchat one?
No, I haven't
No?
used none of the AI stuff,
You haven't used
man.
any of it? It's the new Google.
It just feel weird, man.
It does feel wrong.
It
Like
feels
there's something shouldn't work that fast to give me the information. That's the whole thing. Like we usually have to go through 3 to 4 different websites to find an answer to a
Yeah.
question. This does it for you.
And I don't like how the AI stuff is making like people like you can make their voice. I don't like that either.
Until they can like put laws against it. Like that's what it's gonna be. Like people are. Gonna
So just
start-
imagine a person put something out like on a governmental official. Like I'm not gonna say a name, but just a governmental official, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they got the voice perfect. And he's saying some crazy stuff, crazy,
Yeah.
outrageous. Imagine how the internet is gonna react to that, and that's not him.
The thing is, it can't work like that instantly, though, because if something just comes out of someone twisting and turning like that, people aren't gonna buy it right away. Like it's got to be something like
People ignorant, man.
people are ignorant, but like you gotta like they would have to like throw in a little spot in a podcast and like have full edit of it. You know what I'm saying? So like it makes it seem like it casually happened. Because if you just put out a track tomorrow that says so and so said this, and this, it's totally off character. Well, everybody knows AI just came out, so everybody's gonna be thinking that immediately.
You know how many people don't know AI just came out?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Think of all the people that don't be on their phones. Like, yeah, I know we all addicted to our phones.
Yeah.
But think of all the people who don't be on phones.
Right.
That's a good chunk of people. So imagine how many people don't know AI. So imagine
Yeah.
a person just hearing a governmental official say that.
Right. That's.
They don't know what AI is.
Yeah. That's like similarity. Like you're right. Just people can get brainwashed by things pretty easy.
Man, what?
Yeah, really.
The internet lies every day.
Every single
Fake
day.
news.
Yeah.
Shout out Donald Trump.
Well, that's been like the issue I've been having lately. So, like, I work as a painter, and I got a shirt that was made by my brother. It was for Juneteenth, and it just had a Black Pride fist on the front. And now I'll wear it, and I'm not realizing I'm wearing it, but I'll like start getting looks. Or like I notice I don't get like the usual service I do at the usual spot I go to, stuff like that. And like
So subtle racism.
yeah, very, very subtle. Yeah. And so, but what I know is that there's been an agenda push that BLM as an organization has done a lot of wrongs. As far as the founder being a millionaire, spending on such and such and such and such, and just all the money basically. But like, so then a majority of people are brainwashed on how bad the organization is. So now they just don't believe in BLM at all.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but like BLM is a word, it's like a phrase. It's not business. It's a
But
phrase.
people think it's business.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So you got to think. You know how many people don't know what AI is still?
Yeah.
Think of how many people just don't be on the internet.
Yeah, but I think it truly, like, once they make it more accessible, it's gonna be in Google. Or said they're working on it. It's
As time goes on,
it's gonna be
more and more people is gonna know what it is. But I just feel like right now it's still so low key. You know what I'm saying? That like it's not. A lot of people don't know.
Yeah, because I mean the main one is the ChatGPT, and you still have to go onto a website and use it. I'm not sure. There might be an app for like smart like Androids or whatever, but I don't think there's like an iPhone app for it yet.
I think I be seeing that little ad on TikTok all the time. I think it is an app.
Maybe they just made it an app, but yeah, I think the easiest one they did was Snapchat, because that's
they got the little AI thing.
It's just a little social media.
It popped up. I hadn't been on Snapchat in like, I don't even know. I don't even get on Snapchat. But I got on there and it was on there and I don't even know what I'm trying to say. But basically,
it just popped up.
Yeah, it just popped up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. I ain't gonna lie. I don't really like that. And then it was like, you don't got to use it if you don't want to. So I was just like, yeah.
You just don't use it?
No, I just don't use it.
Were you able to delete it? Did you try to delete it or?
I just kept it on there.
Just leave it on there, yeah. Because you can like.
I ain't gonna use it.
You can like I just learned today you can like customize the avatar and stuff, so you can make it whoever you want to talk to. So I was gonna do mine like a god figure, like big white hair and like whatever.
Complex, huh?
Well, like you got to think about it. I mean, like what other like that's what they're trying to make it like. They're trying to be like you can turn to this for all the answers. This will have all the answers. This will look out for you. Like, I feel like all the social media companies have a God complex.
Hell yeah. For sure. For sure. I could agree with that.
Because it's all about the more followers.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's all about the more activity, the more people.
Really, that's what the world is, man. It's about money.
Getting the
if you ain't got none, who is you? The floor. That's who you is.
Yeah.
If you got a lot.
Exactly.
You ain't the floor. If you middle class, you like.
I mean, thought about today, money is the key to happiness.
But it's not at the same time. It's so crazy. Like, obviously, I've never been the richest person. Mm-hmm. So I never know if it's, money doesn't buy happiness. But what I get from it that people trying to say is like, money can only buy you stuff. Money can only make sure that you're financially stable in your household. But like, if you got depression, money can't cure your depression.
Yeah, but it can for a lot of people. Because a lot of people only get into that depression based on...
And I agree with that too. I agree with that too. Yeah. But it's people, man, they got their own mental issues, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
And people I feel like money can't solve that. Money can't solve an emptiness in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Money can't solve those type of things. But money can for sure make you financially stable. Yeah. It can make sure that you don't have any problems with bills. And I think that's one of the biggest stressors in life, bills. Bills. Because if you ain't got enough money to pay your rent, you might be out of a household.
Exactly.
And I understand that, but that's at least what I get from it. It's just, if you got other issues in your life, like if you didn't grow up with either of your parents, money can't fix the fact that you didn't grow up with your parents.
Right.
So whatever issue that you got in yourself, money can never fix that part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but at the same time, it can maybe help you find avenues in order to fix those things by yourself.
Yeah, I could agree with that too.
Yeah, like there's a lot of like you can't even talk about like being happy as a person unless you have like a certain wage. You know what I mean? Like,
You're not lying. You're not lying. You're not lying.
Has
You're
to
not
happen.
lying.
And now where that wage is different for each person for sure.
Yeah.
But it has to be something.
Yeah.
It can't be nothing.
You can't even have no girl without no money, cuz.
Can't
For
have
real.
a girl. You can't have a house over your head. You can't have food in your stomach. You can't have transportation. You can't have any, like, you can't, afford to raise kids. Like, all that, and like Pursuit of Happiness is such a great movie. It's such like a.
You talking about the one with Will Smith?
Yeah, it's such a great movie, and like one that it lives on like based on the people that were alive and like conscious when it happened. But like I feel like these new kids are never gonna tap in and watch it. They're just gonna. That's the guy that smacked Chris Rock.
But think about it like this too, though, right? Charles Barkley
Yeah.
was a great basketball player. Before I was born.
Right. Yeah.
So you got to think, it's kids that's born in the 2020s that only know him from TNT.
Yeah. Right.
Or like that was born in the last 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
They only know him as the analyst on TNT.
Yeah.
They didn't even know he won an MVP.
Right.
They don't even know that.
Right.
It's just, it goes off the times, man. That's all it is. It's just like.
That's what we were just talking about earlier, though, is the Stephen Smith thing. Like, how much he knew him versus how much you know him.
Oh, yeah.
Versus how much I know him.
Facts.
And, like, it's just entirely different levels. Like,
That's the GOAT.
yeah.
That's the GOAT. That's the GOAT.
He's amazing. When I listen to the, like, more of his life story, I know he released a book that, if I ever get the chance to read, I will for sure. But, talking about his life, and, yeah, I didn't realize where he came from, how he got to where he is.
I just like the fact that he just so authentically himself.
Yeah.
So extra, all that. Like he him.
Yeah.
And that's who he is. And I really like that because as an individual, I'm just an extra person. And I don't even really show that much on this podcast, but like I'm just a extra person. Like if you know me, I'm extra for no reason. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna just keep it 100. I'm so extra for nothing.
That's dope.
But it's just, that's who I am. I don't know. It's just who I was as a kid, man. Like, I'm talking about a young kid, though. Like a very young kid. My mom told me I used to walk through Walmart and talk to random people and have full conversations. Do you understand how hard it is to have a conversation with a 3-year-old? What are you talking about? Right.
That's funny. And just, where was this?
What you mean?
Like, where'd you grow up, like, your childhood?
Oh, so when I was up to, like, maybe 6 years old, I stayed in Tennessee, and then I came up here.
Okay.
And I've been living in the Metro Detroit area.
And, like, Detroit area, like... Tennessee, that's different for sure. Like, being out in the burbs for sure, but doing that in the city.
Oh, man, that's funny. Nah, but you right, though. Might have got kidnapped for real.
Yeah. Might have got picked up quick.
Yeah, for sure.
I would have
never seen life again. Never seen life again.
I actually did almost get kidnapped.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to tell the story?
I mean, it's pretty quick. My mom was reffing. You ever heard of Gus Macker?
Gus Macker.
It was like 3v3 tournaments they used to do. Yeah, they used to do it, like travel throughout cities. And my mom was reffing a game. I was on the sideline with my 2 stepbrothers. And I just got scooped up. In my memory, I remember being over someone's shoulder and seeing just a ton of people. And then, like, it just parted. And it was my mom. It was the top of her head. She was sprinting up the block. I don't know. Like, somehow it's blacked out. I don't know if she tackled him. I don't know what she did. But it's like a blackout until she's, like, holding me and the guy's getting arrested. My mom's freaking out. And I guess he was foreign of some sort. I don't know what exactly. But, yeah, it was, like, it's still in my memory and everything. And, like, it's still, like, traumatic in a way, but like maybe I was too young to like. If I was older, maybe it would have messed me up more, you know.
I got one to kind of, I guess, match that.
You almost got kidnapped?
No, not kidnapped, but I got hit by a car when I was like maybe like 4 years old.
What?
Yeah, by a freaking pickup truck.
What?
Yeah, it hit me and I got an older cousin.
Like dead on?
Yeah. It rolled over us and then it backed up. I swear.
What the fuck?
My cousin seen it all. Like I was just with my
What?
cousin the other day. We was just chilling, just talking and stuff. And he told me, he was like, the car rolled over you and then it rolled back over you. And that was wild, yeah. We both, me and my older cousin.
And it's
both
like
got
something
hit.
like you were probably around the same age with like I was just talking about where like you can't.
Yeah, I can't. I know it happened.
Yeah.
I know that happened.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
that happening. But like, I can't tell you everything that happened. I know we was at an ice cream truck. And they tell me that he came speeding down the street. Hit us both. But my thing is, if it's an ice cream truck, that means stop. That's literally, it says stop. It's an octagon that's red that says stop. So if you coming down the street and they said it was like a underpass, so it was like you can't see around there. So you gotta be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he came around that going fast, and he just smacked us. You know that's like what?
That's insane, yeah.
And you did behind an ice cream truck too.
Yeah.
He was like, he had a death wish regardless. Like he was on some wild.
Yeah, that's some wild shit. What?
Because he didn't know what was there. What if it was another car? Anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like he didn't know what was right there.
Just turned.
So you just speeding down this,
Yeah.
and you hit two kids.
That's crazy. So you didn't end up injured or anything like that? You were fine?
Yes.
That's
I think.
crazy.
I mean, at least I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm good to this day.
Yeah.
I be hooping, working out,
You
whatever.
say you're an athlete, so nothing ever physically happened. Do you know what happened to him?
Nah, I don't know.
I feel like the neighborhood would stomp him out or something.
Yeah, I think my cousin said he got in the car and started, tapping him out real quick.
God, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
It is crazy that I don't remember it.
Yeah, you can't.
But like
imagine the
I
whole
know
day.
for
Yeah.
a fact that happened.
Yeah.
But I can't remember like no parts of it.
Well, it's it's a blessing. Like you came out okay. Like you didn't lose a leg or arm or
Facts.
anything. Yeah.
Especially a kid that small.
Yeah.
In a pickup truck.
But that's also one of those things that like when you get injuries, like a car crash or whatever, and they say that you don't get injured that bad when you're like loose. Like stuntmen have to be real loose when they have impact because you won't damage anything. Like unless you're tense. So you're just a kid with ice cream.
Man, that's crazy.
Having a chill day. You're probably at the most relaxed of that day.
Facts. A small kid in ice cream for sure. Facts.
Yeah.
I was probably the most chill ever.
And then just got thumped. And then the rolling back over. But I guess because you don't want to... Because I've seen those videos. Someone accidentally rolls over someone and then they roll over them again to try to... Like, they know they messed up, so their instant reaction is to, like, get out of it.
Yeah.
But, like... Because you could get more fucked up that way. Only car accident?
I've been in one other one.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about it.
That's fair.
I kind of cut you off when you were talking about rubbish, so I'm gonna let you kind of go tap more back into that. See, I told you we off script. That was so off script.
I can't even remember where I was going originally.
You were saying the part about wanting to collab with other people. I think that's like about where you was at.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's a huge thing. Like you had said, Detroit just being like a hating ass city. It really is. Like when I've traveled, the most like enjoyment I've got out of the cultures of places I've been is how welcoming and willing to help people are. That like, Southern comfort and all that like is real. And I went to Cancun like 4 times in like 2 years because like I love it down there.
During the pandemic.
One during the pandemic.
Yeah, that ticket was like $40.
One during the pandemic, one right before the pandemic, and then one right after the pandemic. And
I know in the pandemic, them tickets was cheap.
yeah, we
Going
were going
anywhere.
We were going on some stuff with American football events, some trips like that and everything. But basically, just culture and everything like that being super inviting outside of this area. And I mean, like, we kind of have a city vibe, similar to like New York or Chicago, where it's grit and it's like almost like a built-in anger and frustration. And I think something comes from that, from being like one of millions. Like, that's just basically what it is. And when you're like super collaborative and you want to like see other people shine, see other people boost, and have people, you want to see other people win, and you want to clap for people, like, that comes back tenfold. And, you know, like, there's a lot of people with actual talent that I've been like fortunate enough to like connect with, that I think I have an opportunity to not only like create something that's going to leave a legacy for me, but also boost them and help them become way bigger than they are now.
Yeah, I seen that you was with Destroying.
Yeah.
Did you get some footage with them, or
Yeah, so it was
any type of connection?
yeah, I've actually got a good guy, Bilal. He's well connected to him. That they go back way back, I guess. And when I found out he's coming to the city, I was like, hey, have him, you know, if you can message him for me and just have him tap in with me when he's here, that'd be great. And I showed up at the event, and I was just able to kind of coast with everything, like, as far as just be right up there while they were filming and everything, and actually get a look at how everything goes. And so he gave me 5 minutes at the very, very end after everything, and it was good to talk to him about. And unfortunately, we weren't able to catch it professionally as I wanted. We caught a few of it. Like, there's a lot of cameras, so we were able to get a bit of it. But at the same time, it wasn't like enough for me to like release anything worthwhile. And it was good to just kind of get the minimal advice I did from him, and to be around and see how everything's structured, to like know how I want to move forward with things. He does like an amazing job at just being like a presence for, like, I don't think he went into it with the intention that he was boosting guys from the places he's boosting them from. Like, the people in these 1v1 tournaments and shit like that are like people that like just didn't get the opportunities they needed to, and now they're getting crazy exposure by running a few routes, and now he's changing people's lives. And I don't know if you follow like the dude Peasy that was in all of his videos. He went crazy down here on Fort Field. But,
I don't think I know the Peasy guy, but I do know Destroying for sure.
Yeah, and well, that Peasy guy ended up playing in the XFL this past season and was the leading receiver. And like, it's not like it just goes off of what he did in those videos, but that was definitely a huge boost for him.
Yeah, most definitely.
Good
That's what
professional.
the socials is, man.
Yeah.
It's a very powerful tool, but it's also a very powerful tool. Not to say the same thing twice, but like, it really is. It's a powerful tool, man.
Yeah.
It can be powerful for the wrong reasons. It can be powerful for the better reasons. It can be powerful for funny reasons. Like, you know, it's where you decide to take it. It's how you decide to perceive it. That's a big thing, how you decide to perceive social media. Like me, I think social media is the devil. If the devil is real,
Yeah.
it's Instagram, it's Facebook,
Yeah.
it's Twitter, it's YouTube, it's Reddit. It's, oh my God, there's so many more.
It's bad. It's bad for sure. But it does do. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it does so good, so much
Yeah.
good.
And I think maybe we're on opposite sides of the spectrum, because I feel like I see more of the good than I do the bad from it. Yeah.
I'll be honest, man. It's a great tool. It's a
Yeah.
very, very great tool. But I hate it, man. I wish I could just go throw this in a river.
Yeah. Trust me too. There's a lot of days I wish. I had actually considered over the last week switching to like phone call only. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to answer anybody unless I get a phone call.
I feel that kind of.
I want to answer any text.
People
any
tell you so
messenger,
old school, though.
Any DMs, nothing. You got to get my number and call me. That's the only way.
People tell you so old school, though.
Yeah, probably.
Like, how old are you?
27, about to be 28.
Yeah, people tell you so old school.
Yeah.
And you in the young generation that got phones.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
How about you?
24.
24?
So yeah, we around the same age bracket.
Yeah.
So man, if you tell people only call me, you ain't gonna get no calls, bro.
Think so? But shit, maybe that'll be an answer right there.
You feel me?
And then I think that would also tell me the people who I do want to be talking to.
A lot of people can't have a conversation too.
They can't.
That's why anybody that asks me to come on, I know I've said this on the pod before, but listen, if you want to come on, can you speak on camera for 40 minutes plus? If you can't, this is not the thing for you to do.
Have you ran into those people?
Yes. I will never say who it is, ever, because I don't want to disrespect anybody.
No, that's fair.
I'm thankful for anybody that came on the pod.
Yeah.
But yes, I have.
I think that's where I think I'd like grow as like a podcaster, is the fact that I want to like pull that out of people. I want to like find a way to get them to communicate, but I guess communicate intelligently, communicate with purpose, and not just beat around the bush and talk about surface level shit.
Getting a person to dive deeper, like, and this is just not even through podcasting, but just people in general. Like, a lot of people don't know how to have conversation.
Yeah.
Like, just genuinely, like, just speaking to people and trying to get them to A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is not to bash women whatsoever, but obviously I'm attracted to women, so this is who I'm gonna speak about. I can't speak for God. Like, I've also met guys, like homies, that we not about to sit down and have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, we cool for what we do. Like, we might hoop together.
Yeah.
We cool for hooping together. We not cool for conversations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Not gonna grab a beer with them,
but
something like that.
Like, I've noticed sometimes when I text women that like 8 questions to 1. This is not an interview. Yeah. This is not a podcast. Yeah. Okay? It should be like 8 to 6. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something close. When it's 8 to 1,
yeah.
this is not an interview, okay? Now you're making me feel like I'm on a podcast. This is not no camera in front of us.
Yeah.
You know? And once again, like I said, that is not to bash women. I'm only speaking on the people I'm attracted to. But like I said, it's men that can't have conversation too. You know, you got to watch what you say on the internet nowadays.
Right.
Got to watch what you say.
So you're still in the hunt? Or are you just floating in the ocean?
Floating in the ocean.
All right. Because I could imagine nowadays there's a lot of those women that are pretty incapable of solid communication. Like, especially like with these devices. I mean, you walk into any room of people under a certain age and they're just all, just staring at their phones. You can walk into a room of 7 to 8 of them, all on their phones.
You know, one thing I'm really big on, like my friends. If my friends were here right now, they'd tell you the same thing. My stepmom, everybody. I hate when you're around people. Do not be on your phone. If you can't find, like, I get it if you in a room full of strangers, maybe. Even then, I agree with that. But I can get, I can understand that. But like, if you're in a room full of people that you know, what is your phone? Is your phone that much more entertaining than this real life person is? This person that has emotions, this person that got jokes, all this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I guess it is. But it's weird to me though. The whole phone stuff is very weird because you can use it as such a crutch throughout your entire life. Like, think about the kids that's growing. Like, your child was just born not too long ago. Think about his generation. Or I'm sorry, do you have a boy?
Yep.
Yeah. So think about his generation.
Yeah.
Going up, they got iPhone 14s.
Yeah.
Think about, we went through Blackberries, flip phones, minute phones.
Rumors.
You feel me?
All that,
We went through that.
Yeah. And now they're just getting tablets immediately.
iPhone 14.
Yeah.
What? I know my little cousin has an iPhone right now.
How old?
Maybe like 7?
The thing is, because we were talking about it too, and it's just like, it's not like, okay, so a 7 might not need a phone, but like, you gotta AirTag them or something. Like, you can't just like I could get from a safety standpoint, like, they got to be tracked somehow. A phone also gives them the easiest way to like call the cops if they need to, or call you if they need to. Do you remember back in the day when they had those? What were they? It only had 4 buttons on it, and you could like call your mom, your dad. Yeah, they tried to do that. That was like right when iPhones came out, and they tried to do that because people were worried about that off the rip. And so for kids, I remember it was just like a little phone. It didn't let you do anything but that. You hit those 4 numbers, and we were talking about whether we get them one of those or what we do. But like, yeah, it's just, and it's all parents are different. So what are parents?
Yeah.
You know, every parent's gonna have a different aspect of what they should do. But it seems like the majority of people are just as soon as the kid asks for one, gonna hand them one.
And a bigger reason why is because it keeps your kid away from bothering you.
Yeah.
So now, you know, once you done had a kid, like, you know, people that's not parents, especially me, I'm not a parent, and I really hope I never be one. But people that's not parents really don't understand what parents go through on an everyday basis. Like, a baby crying at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you got to wake up to it at work at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
Shout
Say
out
you
to
just
all the
went to
moms
sleep.
out there, man.
Facts. Shout out parents.
Yeah. But
if you are an active parent in your child's life, shout out to you for sure, because that's a huge commitment.
yeah, but I will say the difference and like why I like celebrate women so big on like being moms is because I now realize this too, and I've seen it, but like moms have a different, when that baby cries, there's a different reaction from the mother than there is from the father, and it's innate for some reason. Like if you walk in a room and you hear a baby crying, like you're instantly like shut the baby up, like try to get it to stop. Like a mom at the same time will just sit there and like endure it, like because she knows the difference in those cries. She knows how to help those cries and exactly
Interesting.
what the cry means and everything like that. So it's like there's such a different connection that all babies have with their moms. So it's like to all the moms that are actually doing a good job, or one, not using substances while they're pregnant, not using substances while they're breastfeeding, you know, being with that child as much as they can and not trying to hand that child off to the grandparents or anybody else and just take off for a weekend. Shout out to all those moms, like really being moms.
100. You heard what he said. Shout out to all the moms, for sure. Being a parent is just, it's so much though, man. So much.
Comes with a lot.
Yeah, I know. That's why I hope it don't happen to me. No.
But it's always the ones that don't want to have kids that end up with kids.
I would say that I feel like if I have a child, I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna be a mistake. I'm gonna just keep it a bean.
Yeah.
I feel like if I have a child, it's gonna be on some.
Yeah.
We was on that type time. We shouldn't have been on that type time. And she hit me up and saying,
I escaped a few close calls, so I mean, as far as I know.
let's get it to your Instagram name, man. Kinda white guy.
Kind of white guy, man. What you want to know?
Why choose that? I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure you're mixed, so that's probably why you said it.
Yeah, it's silly. I don't know. It came to my brain, I think when I was like 15. When I first opened Instagram the first time ever, you know how it does the name suggestion. It suggested Sensual Chief. And like that's what I rode with.
Sensual
Chief. And I rode with that for like 2 years. And then I lost access to that Instagram. I just went to make a new one. And I don't know why. I literally, people have asked me that before. They're like where that? I don't know why. Like, kind of white guy just sound funny. And yeah, and so I just rode with that. It's true. Kind of white guy. I mean, mom's white, dad's black. But also, even my dad's white for a black guy. So, and then yeah, it was also one of those times where it's like, if anybody ever wants this name, they might want to buy it from me, something like that.
I could see somebody trying to buy a name like that.
Yeah, just some silly shit like that for sure.
I could definitely see somebody doing that.
Like I think my dad's name on Instagram is Black Starbucks. I think that one's gonna get bought one day for sure.
Yeah, that's another one for sure.
Yeah.
That's like a meme page.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, that'll be a. Oh man, that's an excellent name for a meme page. That's fire.
And so, but the interesting thing about the name though is there was like a week I changed it to Kind of Black Guy. I got some messages. Like, people like asked me more about that than they did Kind of White Guy. And it was like I was running into people I hadn't seen in a long time. I'm like, what's up with that name, man? And like, it's like people almost took offense to it versus Kind of White Guy, which you think would be a little bit more. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know why Kind of Black Guy intrigued or promoted the emotion it did, but it did. So I went back. As far as I know, nobody went on there as Kind of Black Guy yet.
So you're in the semi-pro scene. Talk to me more about that.
Semi-pro, man, I started doing it it's 2016. I moved back over here from the other side of the state, and someone just kind of tapped me on the shoulder and said, come through to a practice. I was like, all right, bet. And at that time, I thought I was a decent tight end. Always wanted the ball. I played line in high school, and I knew I always messed up in high school. Like, the first day, they said, go to your position. And I saw, like, a few of my friends go to O-line, so I just followed behind them. So I ended up O-line and D-line throughout high school. You were D-line?
D-line, yes, sir.
Yeah. And so when I got into semi-pro, I was like, all right, I'm going to be a tight end. And then 2 years in, we were at a practice. I went to catch a post, and safety, it was like the last play before practice was over, and the safety came down, cleaned my mouth with his shoulder. I did a backflip in the air. I'm 6'3". That backflip in the air.
Sheesh.
4 of my teeth popped out of my mouth.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I blacked out, woke up in the ambulance, and I woke up the next day. It felt like my whole face was indented. Like, it was messed up.
It's the violent part of this shit, man.
Yeah.
Of this stuff, man.
And so after that, like, I was still practicing at it. I didn't fully go away from it, but it was like the next game, we needed a D end, and someone just said, and I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll go. And I got a strip sack, first play at D end, first play defensively in like at least 3 or 4 years, because I was playing lacrosse between high school football, lacrosse, now back in football. That was my first defensive play, and like strip sack on the first play, like right there. I was like,
that's crazy.
I need to do something. Yeah,
that's crazy.
I need to do this, yeah. And so I just started grinding. I started grinding my ass off and just getting better and better. And I was playing with a new team, the Coyotes. I'm not sure how aware you are of semi-pro football in Detroit.
I don't really know too much. I know the Ravens that practice over there by Fitzgerald.
Yep. Yeah.
I know them. That's really all I know.
Yeah, so that's the thing is Detroit has like 10 teams.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I do know. It's a pretty extensive. Yeah. I actually follow one of the groups on Facebook. I don't know if it got a couple of the teams in there.
Okay.
And they be talking junk to each other.
Oh,
sure.
The Michigan minor league page.
Bingo.
Yeah.
I do follow it. Yeah, I follow that.
If you're not into the drama, like, it doesn't seem like much, but like yesterday or the past week and stuff, it popped off. Like, there's just been like a lot of shit going crazy.
Yeah, I go in there and read sometimes.
Yeah, it's hard to like. As being an outsider, it'd probably be hard to like put the puzzles together. But yeah, there's people,
especially with me not knowing like the history and like who is good and who's bad and who's like mid tier. At least with like the NFL, you can go look. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Look everything up.
These are teams you've known for years.
Yeah.
Too, so you kind of know, the history.
Mm-hmm. That's like a big part of sports, for real, the history.
Exactly, yeah. And like I said, like Detroit and like kind of the Metro Detroit area has got like 10 teams. Michigan has a bunch of teams, but there's over 1,000-something teams in the nation. Yeah, there's a lot of teams. It's crazy, but I went from the Coyotes, who were a brand new team, to the Hurricanes, that were like an up and rising team, to the Detroit Ravens. And I spent the last 3 years, I just played with the Detroit Ravens. Before I went to the Ravens, I was a Hurricane, and I was supposed to be going to Liberty University. And I was supposed to be doing a walk-on there. And 2 weeks before I was supposed to leave, I went to do a kickoff. I was playing with the Hurricanes against the Ravens. Ravens were #1 in the country, had like a 37-game winning streak. And I went to
37 games. Sheesh.
Yeah, that's multiple seasons and shit. And I went to go on a kickoff, and I've told it on a bunch of podcasts and shit, but basically broke my leg in half. Tibia and fibula. Yeah, just snapped in half.
I tore my meniscus in high school, so I understand you, bro.
Knee injuries. So that's the thing is like they even told me like a clean break is better than a knee injury. I would never wish.
Really?
Yeah, knee injuries are different. Those are like
That's interesting.
Yeah, clean breaks because it's bone and they can do what they can. So they ended up putting a rod in my leg. I had like a week to think about whether I wanted to sit there with a cast or get the rod put in. I got a rod that goes from my knee to my ankle. And after that, I had to literally learn how to walk again. I had to learn how to start jogging, then running, everything.
For me, it wasn't that extreme. I got my surgery, and I was back in. Got my surgery probably like May, April.
Okay.
I was good by next season.
That's
By the
dope.
beginning of the next season. I played my first game.
Yeah,
Started my first game.
that's dope.
Yeah.
You made it all the way through summer and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That what's the word I'm looking for? Rehab
Yeah.
don't be no joke, boy. Especially when you really trying to
Yeah.
really dive into it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be no joke. I ain't gonna lie, because when I tore my meniscus, man, I was going through a lot. I was going 2 times a week, man. I was doing a stem,
Okay.
all that. It was challenging.
Yeah, rehab.
Very
I mean,
challenging.
if there's anything anybody can get from this podcast, if you get a major injury, do the rehab.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta make sure you do it.
Yeah.
Even if you don't get the surgery, you just do the rehab that go
rehab,
along
yeah.
with whatever is wrong with you.
Yeah, 'cause
because
you-
rehab is important, man, for real.
Yeah, you're gonna mess up. You're gonna either further mess it up, or it's gonna be something that doesn't heal right, or something you're not doing correctly that ends up leading to longer lasting issues. But yeah, it sat me down though. I had 3 jobs I was managing at the time that I knew I had saved. I had a bunch of money in the bank. I was literally about to buy a car and get my apartment like lease ready down in Virginia in Lynchburg, and like it just instantly sat me down. Like I couldn't work. I obviously couldn't go to school. Couldn't do anything. Couldn't drive anything. I had a cast. Being 6'3", legs long as hell, I had a cast from my hip down to my foot. like, to my
Sheesh.
toes. Yeah. So it's like I'm literally got to lift this thing to get out of bed and in bed and get into everything. Go to.
So how
appointments.
long did it like sit you down?
So the cast was a week because I had to decide if I want to do the surgery or not. And then when I got the surgery, they told me I could have walked on it that day. And so after that, it was just literally learning how to walk. I ended up playing in a game 4 months later. 4 months later, I played in a game. That was the first trip to Cancun. And we played for Team USA and went down there and beat the shit out of that team. And, yeah, I wasn't 100%. I looked at the film a million times. I was like, nah, like, I got a lot more work to do.
So what position you kind of play like now?
I was at D-end. I was at D-end from literally, like, that moment with the Coyotes when I got the strip sack until year, like, 2 with the Ravens. And so that was 2 or 3 years later, and he started putting me in the 3 and the 1. Them trenches. Dirty-ass trenches, man.
Offensive linemen be cheating so hard.
So much. Yeah. And that's the thing, like, I noticed. I was like, a lot of O-linemen just, where'd you play? Like, where
Back to the school thing.
No, not the school thing, position-wise. Like,
Oh, just D tackle DN.
okay.
One or the other.
Okay,
Yeah.
got you. And were you like a 3 or a 1 when you were in there?
I really kind of played all of them.
Okay.
Like,
Just rotate.
especially when I was at my first school.
Yeah.
It was me and this other guy. We came in together. His name was Keyshawn. Good guy. Great.
Yeah.
He was really good.
Keyshawn what? Not Keyshawn Tyson.
Nah, I don't remember that guy's last name. I ain't gonna lie
Okay.
to you. Keyshawn was cold, though. I ain't gonna lie. Keyshawn was cold, for sure. He made me playing on the line easier because he
Yeah.
was, like, so strong and so
Yeah.
quick off the line. But playing along with him, you know, all we did was switch gaps. Like, we never really did, like, you the 1 all the time, you the 3 all the time. Like, sometimes we would, but
Yeah.
if it's you know what I'm saying, in the moment, and they be like, switch,
Yeah.
you're not about to jump over. You know what I'm
Exactly,
saying?
right.
Because
Unless you
then
have
they
it
just gonna
figured
snap
out.
the ball. That's all they're gonna do is just
unless
snap
you
the
have
ball.
it figured out.
So, you know, I done played times where I was the 0, the 1, the 2,
Yeah.
the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, the 7.
Yeah.
Or I don't think it's not a 6, right?
I mean, it's way out there. Like
Yeah.
at the edge is basically.
But so I done been the whole line across. My favorite though, like a 3.
Yeah. Three's
You
nice.
get a lot
if
of
you
more one-on-one.
Yeah, the three's nice if you have a good DN that's gonna start their one-on-one.
Yeah.
Because if they're not and they're being lazy, then you got to deal with that guard and tackle. Because that tackle always wants to put one hand on you,
Yeah.
and so
At least, they just want to jab you.
exactly. And so if your DN's ever lazy, then you got to deal with that, and that's not the greatest. And
The
then
most fun, my bad, I cut you off.
no, you good. You good.
The most fun I ever had playing football was my sophomore year in college. I was playing DN.
Mhm.
We was getting the stuff beat out of us. We was getting dog walked every game. Oh my God.
Where was this at?
Fergus Falls, Minnesota.
Okay. Never heard of that in my life.
It was Minnesota State Community and Technical College. It was a JUCO.
Okay.
And we was getting a mess beat out of us. But I made the all team up there.
Okay.
So I was feeling myself at first. Then I went to Tabor and I was like, football might not be for me no more. Hey, listen, gang, it is what it is. You can't cry, man. You listen. That's why it's only as many football players as it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't for everybody. I told myself when I was like 14 years, no, not 14. I did a project when I was like in 7th, 8th grade, and they asked us what we wanted to be. I said a sports reporter or an NFL player. I'm starting to check off the list, ain't I?
Yeah.
You hear me? Everybody can't be a professional athlete, though.
No.
Everybody can't be a professional
No,
athlete.
not at all. And there's like a lot of I don't live with a lot of regrets. I mean, I definitely messed up a lot of my life, but I regret not getting the opportunity to like fully immerse myself in a professional athlete, like because semi-pro, everybody has jobs, everybody's working.
Yeah.
You're not getting paid for semi-pro unless like the USFL and XFL just came out like over the past couple of years. So, and FCF, like all those leagues are actually throwing a little bit of money. Arena's been around, but Arena only pays $300 to $500 a game.
That ain't really nothing for real.
Yeah, so
especially like the position you got to put your body in every year. Like you got to be in shape.
Exactly. And I mean, me from like the company I started has been successful as hell to where I would not. That's not even. As soon as I found out that was the money, I was like, no. Especially to move to Carolina, or to move into some random state. Because Arena is like the easiest thing to get into, but also it's not like Arena players are getting pulled up to the league all the time. It's Arena boys.
Yeah, man. It's the risk you go through trying to chase that dream, man.
Yeah.
It's just like with this journalism stuff. Like, it's gonna take me out of being in Illinois. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take me to probably New York or Houston, or you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You don't know where it's gonna take you. And same thing with being a professional athlete, because you could sign a 5-year deal with Miami, and they trade you in year 2,
right,
or year 3. You know what I'm saying? And
you
you might have been loving it there.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a trade. You get cut.
You don't have anything.
Yeah.
Anything. Like it's a ruthless game. It's just what it is, man.
Yeah, I had a boy that we were at Ferris together, and it's funny because he sat here, I sat here, and then Gerald Mayhew sat here, and now both of them have played. He played in the NFL. He played in the NHL. He's still in the NHL. Plays for the Minnesota Wild. And
Super dope.
He got signed. I think it was the Bengals first. Made it through camp. I think he played in the first preseason game and got cut. And then the Chargers picked him up. Was over there for a minute, got cut. And then he's played in the USFL the past 2 years. And so, like, it's just like, it's seeing, like, as good as you can be, because I know how great he is as a player. It's just what, you're teetering. Unless you're, like, a superstar, you're always teetering on, like, your job's at risk. Where you're living is at risk so consistently. a lot of those players live in hotels because it's like that's the best opportunity for me right now because I don't know.
Yeah. Because you can't go sign a lease.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't go sign a lease.
Yeah.
Even like practice squad players, right? You get like $400K a year, but that's for the year. The year.
Yeah.
That's you being on this practice squad.
Yeah. 1 year.
All year. So people be looking at the NFL, but man, the NFL players and professional league players, they take a lot more hits than like people really understand. Like, yo, every day is judged. Every day.
Mm-hmm.
What you post on Instagram, what you do in the game.
Yeah.
Everything. And people think like, yeah, I would be okay with that if I was making $20 million, but it's like, I don't think you would, bro. You don't understand the pressure of a person coming up to you, just to get you to try to hit them with their phone in your face, like, oh, you suck, bro. You suck. I betted $30 on FanDuel on you last night.
Oh yeah, people try to get information out of sports betting being everywhere. That's got to be crazy. That's got to be so crazy. And they're just starting to catch the guys in the betting shit. But like I can imagine being a pro and like just giving like little tips, like when you're on the game or something, like being on the game, talking to your buddy back home or something, just being like there's probably sly ways to do it. You know what I mean?
I think people just be calling their homies like, you should bet on us this week.
I don't think it couldn't be that easy.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
You don't think people just be chilling with their homeboys in their house? Like,
that's what I'm saying. It like person to person, yeah, but you can't call up dog or text dog and give them the tip. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gotta be.
Oh no, I feel like it's people calling people and saying
so?
like, "Hey, bet on us this week." Jimmy said he having 100 yards this week. I promise you. And we supposed to give him the ball too. So hey. Bet on Jimmy this week. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and that might be, I don't know, you follow like BR betting and shit? Bleacher Report betting? They're always...
The betting stuff is kind of weird.
Yeah.
We gotta get out of here,
Oh,
man.
yeah, for sure.
We like way over time.
Is there any other questions or anything you have?
Nah, not for real, man. Go ahead and do your outro.
Okay. Thank you guys for tapping in. Thank you for having me, man.
Sure.
This is absolutely a pleasure. You're giving someone giving someone a platform. And that's huge.
Oh yeah, all love, man.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for good conversations. Always
Absolutely.
looking for good conversations.
And I hope the best for you in this new job, man. This new venture. That's gonna be fantastic, man.
Man, who you telling?
It seems like you worked hard for it. All your fans and everything like that, go ahead and check out Rubbish University. We're on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. Our latest video went to Rumble due to copyright issues, but appreciate you guys tapping in, following the page, like, share. That's all free stuff. Thank you.
And I'm your host, KD. Loser out.